This is Through the Back Loop. It's a knitting podcast with a little bit of sewing thrown in. My name's Peggy Richards-Patty. I'm your host, and I'd like to welcome you and give a special shout out to some of my new viewers. I've had so much fun lately just corresponding with all kinds of different people. It's really fascinating what this little podcast of mine has done for me just in the connecting in the knitting world. There's some people internationally. Lynn from Callan Yarns lives in Wales, and Liza from Germany, and I even connected with a woman that at one point lived in a very, very small little town in Missouri, where my mom lives presently. So it's just fascinating to me that you can connect with people in such a positive way, and I'm really thankful for this platform and that and for those opportunities. So if you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I'll start, like I said, with knitting, and I'll start with my first finished object is what I'm wearing. This is the Plum Blossom Tea by Andrea Sanchez, and it is linen, of course. It's cropped, and I actually made this with my neighbor, Angela. Hi, Angela. And we both modified it quite a bit. Like I made mine cropped so that it would go with these shorts, and the original pattern is much longer. It's got like a kind of a high-low hem and way longer than this version. And Angela ended up making hers like kind of color blocked. So it's been fun. It's been fun. Angela and I are distance knitting in each other's backyards, and wow, I'm so thankful for that too. The name of this episode is It's a Quarantine Kind of Summer, and I know it is for everyone, and I just sometimes feel like I'm on the verge of going crazy. We here in our family, we live in Oceanside, California, and we've kind of stayed pretty much locked down since March. And I know other people are venturing out, and we just don't feel comfortable with that. So even though, let's see, the state of California, I'm sure most people know, the numbers are really, really high. My kids live in LA, and the numbers are really bad up there. We're in San Diego County. It's plenty high enough, not nearly as bad as LA, but anyway, quarantine is very real for us. We're not going to restaurants. We're not, we're distance visiting with our kids, 6 feet away with masks on, which isn't the same at all when you can't, touch each other or hug each other, and somebody has a mask on, you can't even see the expression on their face. So I know everybody's in it. People seem to be, approaching it from many different ways, but this is where we are, and it is it's hard. It's really hard, but anyway, I'm surviving. I'll give you some of my tips later on in this podcast. Okay, so again, the Blossom Tea, did finish this maybe about 2 weeks ago, and I've worn it a few different times. While I'm going with this, I guess I'll go ahead and show you the shorts. I did sew these shorts. They are the Pietra shorts by Closet Core Pattern Company. They're high-waisted. And this fabric, they have these slanted pockets. This fabric used to be sitting on my sewing machine. I had to put a picture in. It sat there forever. But they're great because they're flat in the front, and then they have elastic in the back, so they're super comfortable. And then I just happened to have this linen, and I saw that it would coordinate. So I made the top to go with these particular shorts. Here's the pattern envelope. You can make pants or shorts, and I originally wanted to make the wide-legged pants and didn't have enough fabric, so I settled for the shorts. But I'm totally happy with the shorts because they're very summery and comfortable. The fabric is like a rayon. I think it's rayon. I've had it for so long that I don't remember. But it's just very cool to the touch and very comfortable. But anyway, this pattern is great. Very detailed, very professional. They don't cut any corners. I mean, you do top stitching. You have a front panel that on the inside that just makes the whole short just feel very secure. And I felt like it was really well done. I struggled in the beginning because I had a PDF pattern, and it just wasn't lining up. I think I may have mentioned that in a previous podcast. And so anyway, I ended up getting the paper version, and once I got started, it was just great. It's a little confusing about how the pockets work, but if you just follow the steps, trust that it works out and follow all the steps, it worked out great. So anyway, that was fun. I ended up, I don't know if you noticed my headband, I ended up having a little extra fabric, so I created this headband. I don't know if you can tell that it's the same as the shorts. And this is a free pattern, really great sewist, has a website called What Bella Made. And this is the Sally headband. I made this version right here. There's 4 different choices if you want to do the one with the tie rather than the elastic. I chose the one with the knot and the elastic. And this is free. I'll link it below. But a really great way to use up some of your extra fabric. I wish there was more pink on it showing in a way, because it just looks kind of like it's black and white, but it's okay. Anyway, great little pattern. So nice of her to give that out for free. Let's see. Continuing on with knitting. This is something I've shown before, but it is now finished and blocked. This is the Urban Chic wrap by Yomiko Alexander, also known as Dando. And it's all finished. And it does have the cables. Oh, the cables, I have it backwards. You guys can't see it, but there's the little cables. And this was knit on a size 9 needle. And I love this thing. It feels so good wrapped around your shoulders. In the summertime, it has a lot of silk in it. And so it's just got this really nice drape. It's very summery. This is 76% silk and 24% cotton. So I made that to actually go with a dress that I'll show you. I had mentioned that I was making this. This is the Faro dress. Of course, I have a matching mask, because you have to have a matching mask with everything now, right? So anyway, this is the Faro dress. It's been worn a few times. It is linen, and so it's already kind of, was very structured when I first took it off, when I first finished it, but now that the linen's starting to soften up, which it will continue to do. But the Faro dress has that center seam, these great slanted pockets. I guess I'm into slanted pockets now that I think about it, because this is the second thing I've made with slanted pockets. It has a high-low hem, and just the back is just no zipper, just the hook and eye. And of course, I have the mask to go with it. So another stash buster. And let's see, what else can I say about this? This furrow dress, here's the pattern. It's by Grain Line Studio. I ended up doing a size 2. No, I did a 0 in this one because there was so much ease in it that I could tell that I could make a 0. And let's see, I did the sleeveless version, so it took 2 3/4 yards. It was pretty straightforward. Linen's my favorite, in case you haven't figured that out by now. And I made this wrap to go with the dress. And they look really good. That coral looks really great with the turquoise. And I'll put a picture up with me wearing it. But I've worn this a few times, and it's the perfect summer combo. So, moving right along, let's see, what else can I tell you? I think that's it on my finished objects. Let me look. Yeah, I think so. Wow, I'm zooming right along here. I'll move on to whips. I am making the Soldatna by Caitlin Hunter. It's a top down, and I'm getting pretty close to the part where you split for the sleeves. This yarn is, I obsessed over the yarn forever before I started it, and I wanted something that would be good for our climate. I still think this is going to be too warm for the summer, so I'll probably wear it more in the fall. But this is Arno by Barocco, and the reason I chose it is it's a DK weight, but it's also 57% cotton, 43% merino. So I knew I wanted something cotton and merino and something DK, and so I searched and searched and ended up with that. The colors, I guess they're okay. I don't know. I'll know more when I get a little further down the road, but I was more obsessed with the fiber content than I was the color. And these are all solids. The original has some variegated yarn, so it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like with just all solid yarns. But it feels great. I think it'll be really cozy. I had read on Ravelry, a lot of project pages had said that the neck was really tight. And so I ended up going up like, I think 2 more sizes than what the pattern would really call for. And I originally was going to just cast on for the neck and then try to catch up to my size and make up for the decreases to get back down to my size. And I tried that, and I got the pattern all goofed up. So I just stuck with that bigger size, and then down here I was able to catch back up with the body, the size that I want. So I don't know if it's gonna, I think what I'm gonna do is put a longer cord in here and try it on and see if this neck is if this first part of the yoke is too deep. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but it's very squishy and very soft. I think it'll be something more for the fall. It's, with all that color work and everything in there, it's like double yarn. I've got a bunch of ends to weave in, but I just don't think that I'm going to wear anything that thick in Southern California this time of year. So, but anyway, that's my whip. Again, it's by Caitlin Hunter. I am working on what size? Oh, I think I'm doing a 5, and then the color work I went up I think I went up to a 6. A lot of times I'll go up just 1 needle size for the color work. So But now that I'm cruising on it, I'm enjoying it. At first, I've heard everybody say, oh, it's a fast knit, it's so easy, it's really fun. Because I was struggling with trying to make a wider neck and trying to make these counts, the stitch count and the pattern all work out and trying to adapt it, I wasn't having very much fun in the beginning, but now that I'm over all that, it is pretty fun because you get to see, decay goes pretty quick and you get to see the pattern developing. So anyway, that's my whip. That's my only whip, which is kind of weird because usually I'll have some socks or something going. But that's it for now. I wanted to just talk about lessons learned. I always say that knitting teaches, every project teaches you something, and that's true in knitting and in sewing. And I feel like I didn't talk about this top enough. Did I say that there's this I-cord bind off and that it's boat neck? I can't remember if I said that. This is one of my favorite features of it. And then the sleeves are Kitchenered, which I love that too, especially in lace when there's no line. I don't think I mentioned that either. See, I'm all scattered. I haven't done this for a long time, so I'm just like, I'm kind of nervous. I shouldn't be. It's ridiculous. But as far as lessons learned, another thing that was that I learned from this top was I know that I'm really short from, I don't know what they call that. If it's a petite adjustment or whatever, but I'm not very long from my shoulder blade to my, where the arm is. And so even on the smallest size, I just kind of intuitively made the decision, I'm going to go like an inch shorter than that. And it worked out great. And thank God I did, because if I wouldn't have, after this was blocked, it would have been way, way too long. So that just kind of confirmed what I've already know about just trusting yourself and kind of knowing your body. And I've knit with enough linen now that I kind of know how linen reacts. It changes so much between when you knit it and when you block it. And I had washed my swatch and everything, so I knew pretty much how it was going to react. And all those things helped me make decisions about and trusting myself on shortening this yoke part up. And then on the sewing, I wanted to talk about a lesson learned on this. I always wash my fabrics, and especially something like linen, which does shrink. But I got a little, so I washed and dried it and everything, but I got a little tricked again. I heard on Love to Sew podcast that a linen you should wash and dry twice. I wish I would have done that, because I washed it, dried it, made the dress, and then I wore it and washed and dried it again, and it shrunk even more. So, it still fits. It's just the frustrating part was that I had a perfect fit on it, and then when it shrank again, it just tightened it ever so slightly. And so from now on, I'll be washing and drying linen. If it's linen fabric, I'll wash and dry it twice. So there's always things to learn. The other thing on this one, I'm going to take this off and try to show you, is the pattern said to grade the seam allowance under here, and it's already kind of frayed because I've washed it. But so I did, of course, and that's where you trim one part of the seam allowance shorter than the other part, and that just makes it lay really flat. But nobody else would ever be able to tell, but there's a little place there where it's starting to fray, and I just got a little too close. That's happened to me before. I guess I'm trying to be extra vigilant as far as making it lay flat, and so I'm trimmed it way too much, and so that's very frustrating. Not that anybody else will notice, but I notice. So I can't believe that happened to me again. I've learned that lesson before. Some lessons you have to learn way more than once. Okay. Let's see. As far as future knitting, I am going to knit the art. It's in the new Pom Pom magazine. My neighbor Angela and I are going to do a little knit along with that one as well. And it's not one that I would have chosen. She's the one that chose it, but I'm excited about it and I want to try it because it's like kind of out of my comfort zone. I'll put a picture up. And so I have the linen yarn ordered for that. That should be showing up today or tomorrow. And then the other thing I'm going to start working on, I just watched, I haven't got to finish the podcast, but Knit 1, Sip 2. They're from Carmel, and there's some ladies, very sweet ladies that I met at Stitches West in SoCal. And one of them, Joan, was talking about starting some Christmas socks, and I loved the pattern. I did write it down. Let me see what I did with it. I'll put it below. But I thought, oh, what a great idea, Christmas in July, get a head start on that. So I may steal from her and start some Christmas socks. That'd be great to get a few Christmas gifts out of the way. So if by chance they're watching, hi Joan, hi Jeanette, hope you guys are doing well. And so those are both ideas that are probably, coming up. As I mentioned, Angela and I are doing kind of our distance knitting and in each other's backyard. And I'm so thankful for that because otherwise I really would be going crazy. As far as quarantine life, my pointers, I always try to give a couple of pointers. One of them would be, besides, keep knitting and connect with your friends either through Zoom. I actually have 2 knitting groups that I knit with through Zoom, and then Angela and I have our little neighborhood, our neighborhood group here, although it's not much of a group. It's her and I. And, so I've got to keep that going. The other day I had most days are great. I have nothing to complain about. I mean, so many people are suffering. So I feel very ridiculous for fussing about it. But I was going a little stir crazy. So my husband and I got out of the house and we drove up to Mount Palomar, which is like just a little bit more than an hour from here. And I'll show some pictures. And we were only gone for like the afternoon, but I just felt like a new person, you just get too stale staying in the house. So that would be one of my pointers is, if you're a person like me and you are truly quarantining, once in a while, figure out a safe way to get out of the house. So we're going to try to just go for a little drive and go someplace every week. And I'm going to, I probably won't put this podcast up until for 2 more days. So tomorrow we're going to go over to Coronado, which is, you go south to San Diego, which is San Diego's about 50 minutes south of here for me. And then we're going to go over the Coronado Bridge and over to Coronado. So I may put a little footage of that. But I mean, those are the 2 things that have really helped me so much is, continuing, of course, knitting. I always do, no matter what, but staying connected with knitting people, fiber people, and then, just absolutely getting out of the house once in a while. And then I was going to share one of my little quarantine beauty tips. You may have noticed, well, I'm sure you did, that I did this myself, And I started off doing it, and then my husband had to intervene the next day. So it's really pathetic when your husband is the one that is your new hairdresser. He trimmed my hair, which it needs it again, and he helped fix the color on it because I had it really, really splotchy. And you can't see too much because of my headband, but my husband's my new hairdresser. I do my own pedicures. And then a friend of mine told me about this cool little thing. This is called Flawless, and I did get it from Amazon, even though I'm trying not to order so much from them. But I have peach fuzz that I would go and get threading, like, maybe every 4 or 5 months or something. And of course, I'm not going to do that. Salons in California are closed again. I think you can maybe get your hair cut if you do it outside, which I'm just not going to risk that right now. But anyway, so this great little thing, it works amazing. My friend told me about it. I'll put the link below, but I got rid of all my peach fuzz. So, drastic times call for drastic measures, or however the saying goes. But anyway, it was a quick one today. Again, I can't thank you enough, those of you that have subscribed. I'm just thrilled. I wish I could reach out and touch you, and not in a weird way, just in a friendly way, and have a conversation with you. But please comment below. I'd love to know where you're from, how quarantine's going for you, and if you have any quarantine beauty tips, please tell me below. I will put, as always, a few pictures and some video of life around here, and hopefully by then I can include another little outing from going down south. Until then, until next time, take good care, take care of yourself, stay safe, wear your mask, wash your face and your hands. Have a good one. Bye-bye.